Tùy thuộc vào đan võng Tết đôi, Tết ba hay Tết tư. Võng nơi khác có thể Tết đơn, nhưng võng của người Thổ ở đây thường Tết 3, Tết 4 nên có thể dùng được vài chục năm, rất bền chắc.
Hello, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. I'm Bongo from Norway, and now the headlines as usual. Prime Minister Vnews stresses implementing COP26 commitments needs result-oriented roadmap. Vietnam leads Southeast Asia in online shopping. And later on, Sculpture Camp strengthens Vietnam-Laos friendship. Prime Minister Vnews stressed on July 14th that Vietnam's commitments at the 26th United Nations Climate Change Conference of the Parties, COP26, should be implemented under scientific, result-oriented roadmap. Addressing the third meeting of the National Steering Committee for implementing the commitments, the Prime Minister said the roadmap needs to set monthly, quarterly, and 5-year targets. Prime Minister, who is also head of the committee, urged the participants to raise solutions and ministries and agencies to put them into place after the meeting. Ministries and agencies should revamp their leadership and management to better supervise the implementation of the commitments and remove obstacles to the work, the Prime Minister noted. The participants reviewed what they have been done since the previous meeting and looked into a draft project on organizing a conference with international organizations and development partners to discuss cooperation in achieving the net zero emission target. COP26 was held in Glasgow, Scotland, the UK, last November, during which Prime Minister Chinh affirmed that Vietnam will capitalize on its advantages in renewable energy and take stronger measures to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Vietnam looks forward to advancing cooperation with international partners through investment programs and projects and sustainable development, he emphasized. On the same day, Prime Minister Vnews chaired a conference on developing a safe, healthy, and sustainable real estate market. At the conference, opinions focused on a number of hot issues relating to the real estate market, such as the ocean policy, social housing program, housing price, and the impact of the stock market on the real estate market, among others. Concluding the conference, Prime Minister Chinh pointed out a number of key bottlenecks that need to be removed to make the real estate market strong and transparent. Accordingly, the legal system related to the market still has some contents that have not met practical needs and have not been supplemented and amended in a timely manner. Chinh asked relevant quarters to firmly grasp the development of the market, balance supply and demand, and create a harmonious and healthy environment in which priority is given to the segment of social housing. Market rules must be respected, but the management's role of the state must also be ensured, he added. The Prime Minister also requested to strengthen inspection, examination, and early detection of violations to protect the market and assets. Vietnam's reform and its path towards socialism was spotlighted at a seminar held on July 13th at the National Experimental Youth City of the Armed Forces of Venezuela by the Vietnamese Embassy. Ambassador Lê Viết Xuyên highlighted achievements Vietnam has gained over the 35 years of reforms. The country is now the fourth biggest economy in ASEAN and the 40th worldwide. The ambassador affirmed Vietnam's foreign policy of independence, self-reliance, multilateralization, and diversification of relations, and actively and proactively integrating into the world. The Vietnam-Venezuela friendship and comprehensive cooperation will grow further, contributing to peace, stability, and development in the region and the world at large, he stressed. In his remarks, Rector of the National Experimental University of the Armed Forces of Venezuela, Senior Lieutenant General Pascualino Archolillo, noted his admiration for Vietnam's path towards socialism, as well as its reform achievements. Vietnam is the leading country in Southeast Asia with the average number of online purchases of up to 104 orders by consumer per year, according to Nisa Van Group, an e-logistic company operating in the region.
Over the past 2 years, the number of online shoppers in Southeast Asia has increased significantly, reaching about 70 million people at present. Ninja Van Group said in its research report published recently. On average, the number of online purchases in the region is 66 orders per year, the report said, adding that there will be some 380 million online shoppers in Southeast Asia by 2026. For Vietnam, the figure is expected to exceed 51 million in 2022, up 13.5% over the previous year. The Vietnamese people love online shopping, and the country is leading the region in many indicators, the report noted.
Strong recovery of the domestic market and consumption demand and continuous growth of Ho Chi Minh City's industrial production are viewed as positive signs, allowing firms to expect a breakthrough in the remaining months of 2022.
A survey on business trends in processing and manufacturing sectors in the city shows that production and business activities in the second quarter of 2022 have improved against the first quarter. Accordingly, 32% of enterprises said their business were better. Over 39% said it was steady, and nearly 29% more difficult. The forecast for the production and business situation in the third quarter is even more positive, with over 38% of enterprises assessing better, more than 39% stable, and some 22% more difficult. The city's index of industrial production in June increased by 5.2% month-on-month and 11.5% year-on-year. The index in the first half of this year rose by 3.1% over the same period.
A sculpture and poster camp on Vietnam-Laos relations is being held at the Vietnam Cultural Center, Vietnam's neighbor, to popularize the traditional cooperation, solidarity, and mutual assistance between two countries.
The camp is part of activities to mark Vietnam-Laos Friendship and Solidarity Year 2022. It attracts many sculptors and painters from the two countries.
I make relief images of President Cai Son from behind and President Ho Chi Minh, as they represent the two peoples of Vietnam and Laos, who always share sweet and bitter together and stand side by side in the struggle for independence and national construction and defense.
Artists at the camp make works based on typical images and symbols of the Vietnam-Laos special friendships over the years.
I create works with images of Lao and Vietnamese soldiers fighting side by side because the close-knit relations between the two countries' armed forces is among the most prominent themes. My paintings express the special sentiments and solidarity between Laos and Vietnam, featuring peoples of the two countries joining hands in national construction and protection.
Works are being displayed at the Vietnam Cultural Center in Laos until the end of this year.
The Thăm singing club, the first of its kind for the blind, was officially launched this month.
The official launch is viewed as a milestone after the return of the folk music genre, performed mostly by the blind. Its membership has risen to nearly 20 since the club was established by a few founding members in 2020. With support and guidance from artisan Dao Bạch Linh, the club performs regularly on weekends at Kim Ngân Shrine on Hang Bat Street, another street in Hanoi's Old Quarter.
This is the first Thăm singing club to be set up since the recovery of the genre. Thăm singing can help the blind earn a living and they have a key role to play in the conservation of the art form. Some singing is known as folk music, usually performed by blind street singers to earn their living. They have made great contributions to preserving the kinds of arts.
The Thăm Sing Club has brought the training and contributed to promoting and conserving the arts so it can earn UNESCO recognition as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Some singing was recognized as a national intangible cultural heritage earlier this year.
Sotheby's has organized an exhibition featuring 56 artworks by 4 prominent Vietnamese painters entitled Timeless Souls Beyond the Voyage, Hồ Xưa Biển Lạ in Ho Chi Minh City. As the first exhibition in Vietnam held by the world's leading arts broker, the event is one of the largest Indo-China art exhibitions ever staged in the country. The non-sale exhibition features works by Lê Thị Liễu, Lê Phổ, Mai Trung Thứ, and Vũ Cao Đàm, 4 renowned early generation graduates from the Indochina School of Fine Arts who migrated to France in the early 20th century. With a mission to foster cultural dialogue between artists and the local community, Sotheby's modern art specialist selected Ace Lê, an independent researcher and writer on Vietnamese art, to co-curate the public exhibition. The works on display illustrate the years the artist lived abroad, with familiar subjects constructed from threads of memories of Vietnam while weaving new perspectives from their journey in France.
I am delighted because it is rare to be able to enjoy more than 50 paintings by prominent artists of the Indochina School of Fine Arts in person. Young people can see the artworks directly instead of via screen.
As one of the rapidly growing economies in the region, there is a burgeoning demand and interest in Vietnamese art globally. Having recently set a new artist record for Lê Phổ at the Hong Kong Spring Sales, Sotheby's now hosts the top 3 auction prizes for Vietnamese artworks. Binh Thanh Market is the cultural symbol of Old Saigon and also the largest shopping attraction for international tourists visiting Ho Chi Minh City. After 2 years of silence due to COVID-19, the market has become vibrant again over recent months as the number of tourists increases.
On a weekend morning, Binh Thanh Market seems busier as tourists come to visit and shop. Among them are many foreigners, including visitors from Singapore, the Republic of Korea, Japan, Malaysia, and Indonesia.
Actually, I just bought like some nice clothing, like fabric. I had to make my traditional clothes back at home in baju kurung from Malaysia. Yeah, and also you have nice coffee over here.
We find the culture and the food and the busyness of the city so exciting and energizing.
Nearly all stores inside the market are now back in operation. The sale has also rapidly recovered.
The number of customers is starting to increase. At my store, the figure is about 20% of people before the pandemic. That's quite good. I hope more customers come in and the market is as crowded as before.
Binh Thanh Market welcomes nearly 2,000 visitors every day and double on weekends, with international visitors counting for about 60%. Compared to the first quarter of 2022, the sale increased by 20 to 30%. The fact that Binh Thanh Market is bustling once more is not only a source of joy for small businesses, but also a sign that Ho Chi Minh City's tourism sector is gradually recovering and ready to welcome visitors